I want to try something, but I need my cell phone for this. I have an idea.
All right.
Okay. I left my cell phone over there.
All right.
Okay. So, I'm sorry about this. It's unprofessional of me.
Props.
Okay. So, okay. We're going to try something.
All right.
Okay. So,
You're making me nervous.
No, I'm not. It's fine, dude. Don't worry, dude. Fucking don't worry. Okay. Okay. I'm from a foreign country, okay?
Okay.
And I'm also stupid, okay?
Yeah.
This is in this hypothetical situation.
Okay.
Not because I'm from a foreign country, just because I happen to be a stupid guy. Just to be clear.
Got it.
Okay. Could you please explain to me, I just arrived in America. Could you please explain to me what is the Democratic Party? Okay.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
Right. So the Democratic Party stands for the idea that everybody in this country should have the opportunity to succeed, and that the economy today is rigged to favor billionaires and corporations over everybody else. The Democratic Party also believes that our democracy is rigged right now to support the powerful and not the powerless. What we stand for is giving more power to workers and making sure that the people are in charge of democracy, not the economic elites.
Thank you. Okay.
How long was that?
It's good. Play it. Can you play it? No, pause. Sorry, I thought this was going to be really funny. Thomas, no, now they want me to translate it. Just, okay, how do I make it play?
What are you using? What app are you using?
Google Translate.
Oh.
Thomas, it's going to be a hilarious bit. How do I make it play in my language? Dude, this is so embarrassing. This is just so fucking embarrassing right now.
This is what editing is for, right?
No, this is the biggest opportunity of my life. Is a member of the club of 100. Your friend,
and this is
Lindsey Grant, dude. You're like fucking,
royalty.
This is so embarrassing. I told him I'm a tech aficionado when I booked him.
I got a heart out. You know.
What time's your heart out? Where do you have to go? The island?
Come on.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm nervous and I deflected.
Do it again.
What do you mean do it again?
On my phone.
It's mean to do, but he's.
But I got to do it again.
Okay. Allow access. Yeah. So what's the Democratic Party? Blah 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 blah. No, you put it in Greek, dude. I wanted Chinese. Okay, and also it's Greek. Oh shit, dude. Thomas, he's speaking English. I'm speaking. This is so embarrassing, dude. This is one of the biggest moments of my career.
Well, what's supposed to happen here?
This guy knows John Thune. This guy, he knows come on.
So what's the Democratic Party?
I'm the host.
I'm doing it again.
What?
All right. The Democratic Party stands for.
What is the Democratic Party?
Just let's see.
Okay.
It's gonna be hilarious, guys.
Okay. The Democratic Party stands for the idea that everyone in this nation should have an opportunity to succeed, not just billionaires and millionaires.
That's good. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. And now play. I got it. Thanks a lot. Guys, let's give it up for that bit. How funny was it? I see that there are like a lot of, like when you look at the popular sentiment of your voting base, the DNC's voting base, you see 8% of Democrats support, what's happening in Gaza. You see that ICE has a 13% favorability amongst you guys, and then we can link that to child separation policies were happening under Biden, and Obama did take a small DHS program and expand it dramatically, and beyond all of that, it kind of seems to me that amongst your base, right, the Democrats' voting base is not reflected in the actions of the party more often than not.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two things going on right now. One is that people are just pissed off that we haven't been more effective in stopping Trump's authoritarian takeover. So you've got our approval ratings in the toilet, in part because our own folks want us to be fighting harder. But second, I think to your point, we over time became a technocratic party that advertised we could just run government well and we could make some adjustments to the market to make your life better, instead of being a moral party, right, which talked about the economy and the world in moral terms.
Yeah.
And that means that we have looked illegitimate in the eyes of many when our solution to a fundamentally morally broken healthcare system was to just send more money to the insurance companies.
Sure.
And that we looked like we didn't understand what was happening in Gaza when we talked about trying to manage behind the scenes the number of Gazans who were being killed on any single one day, instead of just saying, no, for the time being, the United States cannot continue to sell weapons to Israel until this carnage stops.
So, like, why hasn't the party, what we're seeing is, in terms of favorability ratings, Trump has a higher favorability than the Democratic Party, even with everything happening right now, with like a rise in political violence, him stoking the flames, and say, like, blaming it on the other side instead of saying calm down everyone. Like, why? It seems like there's a grappling, and like you guys are fucking fighting each other, like in the party, to define what the message is, and it's they're really good at falling in line. They're like, okay, we're MAGA now, except for like Mitt Romney and Cheney's daughter.
Yeah, you basically get kicked out of the party anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a cult of personality right now, and so of course they're going to have more sort of solidarity in terms of how popular the party is. Listen, people want to see us fighting, and they have not seen us draw that moral line in the sand about what Trump has done. We've had opportunities to do it. Back in the spring, we could have chosen not to fund the government unless there was some commitment that there was going to be a little bit less totalitarianism. We maybe shouldn't have all showed up to the State of the Union speech to have provided a nice bipartisan backdrop for, what
to hurt his feelings.
Yeah,
hurt
right.
his feelings.
And now we are, 2 weeks away from another moment where the party could say, we have no moral obligation to pay the bills for the destruction of our democracy. And so if you want our votes for this budget, then you've got to build some protections into this budget so that there's less of a chance that we lose our constitutional rights.
What are the discussions like within your caucus? Because it seems like, why here in New York City, the biggest city in America, why haven't we seen party leaders endorse the Democratic nominee for mayor?
Yeah, I can't speak for them, but it's sort of the same feeling that the party has historically had about Bernie, right? That Bernie's politics are fringe, they're dangerous, when in fact Bernie's politics and Mamdani's politics, to an extent, are the pathway to a crossover into Trump's base, right? Legitimate populists, people that are actually talking about plans to take power from the corporatists and give it to regular people. That's the only way that you're going to reach into Trump's base and steal some of his voters who are coming to the conclusion that he's not a legitimate populist. So I just have always drawn issue with this idea that populism, hostility to market fundamentalism is a danger inside the party. I think that's our corporate crowd selling us a lie. And I think the only way that we're ever going to be competitive again in a place like Missouri or Ohio is being a true populist party that attacks corporate power. And that's the sort of route and the path that both Bernie and Zoran are showing us.
Two things. One is, like, to what extent is it his political message and versus him being a young, charismatic talent that threatens entrenched powers that be? And the second thing is, like, what do you do about the corporatist side of the party? Like, how do you, like, within your caucus, you have a tremendous amount of people that are opposed to that vision of a path forward. How do you coalesce behind that? Like, Chris Murphy, is trying to enact this. Like, how do you convince Chuck Schumer? Like,
Yeah, well, I think, part of it is taking a look at, candidates who are running in swing states as populists and show that they can win. Part of it is to show that Zoran can get a very big majority in this upcoming election, to show that these are actually candidates who can win in general elections. I know New York City is not the same, as Minnesota, but I think that's part of the test.
Are they threatened by young talent?
I think they're threatened by the idea that people don't pay their dues.
Yeah.
Right? I think the whole system is, generally built on this idea that you sort of wait your time until you run. I didn't do that. I ran when I was 25. But yes, I think that folks who have waited their time, moved through the ladder, don't like the fact that somebody can just show up at 24, 25, 30 years old, run and win. That is a recipe for disaster for our party if we don't welcome new young candidates in. But yeah, I think that's sort of I think you would feel that way if you were middle management at a corporation. You wouldn't love the young hotshot coming in and sitting at the desk next to you, and that happens in politics too.
But what if he could beat Trump, or he's good?
Yeah.
I mean, is it more important that he's not threatening to Dianne Feinstein or whoever, people that have been there for? I know she's not there anymore.
She's not there anymore.
She's not around anymore.
I'm not
I'm
not defending it. I'm just trying to plug it. I'm just trying to put it in context that it is not a unfamiliar human emotion, right? To be envious of somebody that is younger and perhaps smarter than you, and perhaps being openly or subconsciously hostile. That doesn't mean that it's right, and that means you've got to build a party apparatus that actually welcomes in young people, which is why what David Hogg has been doing is really, really important, directly confronting this idea that we are hostile often as a party to young people, more hostile, I would argue, than the Republican Party has been.
I guess do you get that treatment as you're a young bull, you're a 52-year-old senator?
Yeah.
You're a sprightly young man.
Right.
They're what is this freaking millennial coming through with his cell phones and his TikToks? I mean, I think by the
I'm still in the young half. I think I still think I'm in the younger half of the United States Senate.